Mighty performance from Marianne Dragulescu, scoring 9.75. That set up his gold medal. That was his first vault, and then followed it up with a 9.637 to win the gold from Blahnik and Jivan. And so to our second apparatus final, and look at the field for this, Liz. This is the women on the beam. Jiang Yuan of China, Chellsie Memmel. The battle continues here, doesn't it, with the Americans going head-to-head. Catalina Ponor, what a story she is. Catalina from Romania, trying to win that country's 44th gold medal in World Championships. Lechenko, Fanier, Monet Russo is right there at number 6, Anna Pavlova at 7, and Nastia Liukin making up what is really a fantastic field. But one of the great stories is Catalina Ponor. But right now, let's talk more about this particular apparatus. We're talking about the beam, of course, and Alana Slater is back to tell us what we can expect to see in a very good beam routine.
The beam has a certain magic about it. It is only 10 centimetres wide and stands 1.2 metres off the ground and requires a lot of concentration. To be successful on this apparatus, you can't hold back. It's all or nothing. The gymnast has 90 seconds to complete her routine. Anything over that incurs a deduction. The girls must travel the length of the beam, and the routine will include acrobatic elements that move forward, backward, and sidewards. Height is paramount in executing somersaults, and watch out for flexibility in split leaps and jumps. Look out for gymnasts that are precise and confident and perform a unique routine with artistic flair.
We've just seen some action there from Ponor at the Olympic Games, and she is the one to watch here. Gold medalist in Athens on beam and floor, and also team, the only gymnast to receive 3 gold medals in Athens, and she is just magnificent on this apparatus.
A slight hiccup, though, when she attended a birthday party during the year, and team officials were not happy, Jan.
No, they, a couple of the girls broke a few team rules by attending a nightclub in the middle of a training camp, and the national coach actually ended up saying, follow the rules or I'm out, and so they let the national coach go. Interesting.
Well, this is a fantastic field. This is Jiang Yuan of China, first up on the beam, and men and women from China having great support here in Melbourne this week.
Jiang Yuan, desperate to win a medal here. She hasn't had a very happy championships, but this is definitely her best apparatus. That's a sheep jump connected to full twisting corbett. Full turning jump. Actually, those full turning jumps, quite a few of the girls have them in their routines, are extremely difficult to control. Concentration, pause, front aerial, and connects it through to a series flip layout. Very slight overbalance, maybe a 0.05 deduction there. Change leg ring jump. The back leg has to reach the same height as the head. Well,
that might give you some idea of the quality of this field, because Jiang qualified 8th. How's that for starters?
Well, she withdrew from the all-around final. She's had some sore feet, and I think she was saving herself for this, and what a good decision that is. All her landings impeccable. There's that full twisting Corbett. It's all about precision. It's about confidence to put yourself in the right position at the end, not to second guess. And she's connected the front error with the flip layout. And this is the only noticeable error. And in the women's gymnastics, they can judge in 0.5 increments instead of 0.1. Double tuck, she sticks it. A small overbalance, but once again, probably a 0.05.
She finished 6th at Athens in 2004 in the Olympic Games. World Championships. Well, her best has been a 13th place. That was 3 years ago.
Well, this beam final is interesting because there's only 4 countries contesting it. Romania, China, Australia and Russia. USA as well, 5, and all of them except for Australia have won gold medals at world and Olympic level.
So we're due 9.487. That's what you're saying. 9.487 for Jiang. Here's someone we've got to know very well, the all-around champion for 2005 from America, Chellsie Memmel. Tremendous competitor, fighting spirit extraordinaire.
Beam routine has a maximum time limit of 1 minute 30. Front half, that's a new element shown and it will be named after Memmel. Will jump full turn, she's very confident on her landing positions. Standing Arabian. Oh. Just gets that look about her that says, I am not going to miss anything. Good front summy, through to flip layout. She picks up bonus points for those connections.
I've been keeping an eye on him. He is ecstatic. He's got his hands raised. There he is. And no wonder. What a performance from Chellsie Memmel, the all-around champion.
There's that front half in pike position. The amount of power required for an element such as that is enormous. Everything on beams to do with timing, especially anything that has a turn in it, because if the gymnast initiates a turn too early, that's when they can go off direction. Flip layout, the only thing you could be critical of Memmel for is perhaps sometimes a little bit of a lack of extension through her legs in some of her elements, but you certainly can't be critical of her for her dynamics, her finishing positions.
And it might just give Catalina Ponor and Nastia Liukin a little something to think about, because here comes the score. It's a 9.512 and she passes Nanjiang and is now in the lead.
Well, I can remember seeing Ponor after winning her gold medal in Athens, and she did a display under spotlight with the full beam routine, just with spotlights on her, as if it was no trouble at all. She's just a master on this apparatus. Well, that's beautiful. Oh, oops. There we go. Little crack in the armour. And I suspect she's missed that combination. Flip full, flip, whip, And once again, a slight hesitation on the landing. Now, she has been showing a variety of dismounts in training. I think she just about forgot to do a full turn there. That's a compulsory element. I think she's going to choose a double. Yes, double pike, sticks it.
Is it going to be good enough to pass Chellsie Memmel? She is a triple gold medalist at the 2004 Olympic Games, the only gymnast to win 3 gold, but she's been surrounded in controversy since then.
What will be interesting to see if she gets her full start value, 10. So she looked like she missed one of the connections in her elements. Flip full here. Connect it through to a flip whip. And if anything, that's a 0.05 deduction. Dismount, very good.
And it was interesting, Liz, when she was sprung for going to that birthday party, she said afterwards, well, I'm just going to show the coaches that you can go out and enjoy yourself and still train and be very, very successful.
She did miss being floor final here. She didn't look in the same shape as before. And I'm wondering whether the national coach Octavian Bellu is going to have the last laugh here.
Well, there was also some suggestion in the Romanian press that depending how she fared at these championships, they said don't be surprised if she gives it away after these championships. And here she is, just 18 years of age, which would be a tragic loss to the sport.
Well, I think the thing is that the athlete is never as big as the sporties themselves, and you've got to keep your infrastructure in place. 9.5, can't win now.
No, that puts her in second place behind Chellsie Memmel. Well, remember, we've still got Monet Russo to come. We've still got Nastia Liukin to come. 9.9 start value for Yulia Lesheko of Russia, qualified 5th.
Lesheko, quite a tall gymnast, very elegant looking. And beam is certainly an apparatus that it lends itself to be taller, but she's made a rather large error there, and she's also missed the connection, so she loses for the element that she did the mistake plus the connection value. Nicely performed, flip, back tuck. Standing Arabian, slightly low on the landing.
Oops.
She's off, so out of the medals for sure. Buzzer indicates she has 10 seconds left of her time. Arabian double to finish.
So there she is, Yulia Lesheko of Russia will be back with her scores. 3 apparatus to go, and the good news, we'll see Aussies in all 3 of those finals.
And we joined again watching Lesheko having a bad time on beam. And she's the 4th of the beam finalists here. In first spot, Chellsie Memmel with a 9.512. In second, Catalina Ponor from Romania, who was tipped to win the gold with a 9.5. And Jiang Yuan in third with a 9.487.
But still to come, Liukin, Russo, Pavlova of Russia, and Fanier, who qualified second behind Catalina Ponor.
The score's taking a little bit of a while to come up. They sometimes find it hard to evaluate when there's been quite a lot of errors. It's harder to get that start value going.
There is Fanier waiting patiently, judging by video. It's the new thing in gymnastics, and is it a good thing, Liz?
I think so. I think anything which benefits the athlete and makes sure that the correct decision's been made. And sometimes it's not always clear-cut when you see it for the first time. There's a bit of emotion looking at it, and if you can go back and see what it actually was and clear it all up, I think great.
Perhaps the only negative is that it wastes a little time and is tough on the next competitor, who's just got to sit and wait.
Yes, no more so than on beam. It's particularly hard to wait, prep yourself mentally. It's when you have an inexact amount of time to wait. If you knew it's exactly 2 minutes, you could get yourself ready. Memmel's looking, I think her dad's looking very expectant, don't you?
He was wrapped in his daughter's routine, I can tell you that. Scoring 9.512, and that's disappointment, isn't it? There's a start value of 9.7 and a score of 8.350 from Yulia Leshchenko of Russia. Now here she is. She is the reigning world champion. She qualified second. Fanier of China.
Chinese known for their precision on this apparatus. A little bit of hesitation on the connection between those two jumps. Oh, oops. That's going to cost her the gold. Looking tentative. This is one of the apparatus that you have no opportunity to hold back or play safe. Changeling ring jump, she's off. That's going to open the door for Minette Russo,
who's up next, and she qualified third.
From the start, Fanier looked a little bit tentative in that first jump combination. You could tell that she wasn't being aggressive enough. Nice yang bow jump. Triple twist to finish, so an unfortunate day for Fanier on beam. She's not going to hold on to her world title. China have won 3 world championship titles.
There's someone else thinking what might have been. Catalina Ponor. Remember, it's Chellsie Memmel leading at the moment from Ponor. Jiang is in third place.
And there's that front sunny. She's a little bit off direction. Change leg ring jump. That's so hard. Your head releases back. You lose complete sight of the beam. It's such a hard element to do. Front aerial, as she comes up, you can just see the arms not setting themselves strongly enough into position.
Liz, I noticed several markings on the beam. Are gymnasts allowed to mark certain areas to give them an indication, an idea of where to place hands and feet, etc.?
Yeah, they have, especially for the dismount. They need to sometimes know that they're standing in the right spot, because sometimes they're taking off a few centimetres from the end of the beam, and if they misjudge it, they can miss their foot, and that's quite dangerous. So they can just place a chalk mark on the beam and hopefully recognise which one's theirs.
Well, there was a huge roar during that replay, and that was because Minette, who you can see here, was coming out and just doing her markings on this particular apparatus. She qualified third, scoring 9.450. But again, perhaps the video coming into play with Fanier having her problems on the beam and thus giving the judges a little more time to decide. And it's a disappointing score of 8.025. So just maybe the door opens for Monet Russo. She had a hectic program. She's had a memorable program.
She needs her best routine ever to come up into the medals, and she can do it. It's off. A little bit off. Small wobble in there, which is a 0.1 deduction. Good positioning. Gee, she does that series well. Just a full turn and a dismount left. If she can stick the dismount, she has a chance for medal.
A little hot, but ideally she must score in excess of 9.5, which is a big ask.
You have to admire this girl. She has done a wonderful job at these championships.
Not only for herself, she's done a wonderful job for Australia.
She certainly has. Now, when I said that this was off, I could see that she's ever so slightly to the right, but she pulls it back online. That's a 0.1 deduction. And in that routine, there was very little else wrong. Maybe an 0.5 there. And the crowd is lots and lots of green and gold out there.
And they know she's not done with yet, because we're going to be seeing her later on the floor.
We are. Such a treat. She's done 4 routines in qualification, 4 in all-around, and 2 so far in apparatus finals, and no major errors. That's just outstanding.
Now, let's see what she can produce. It's a 9.462. It's not going to be enough to medal, but it's a darn good effort. It ranks her currently in 4th place. There's Peggy Liddick, the coach in the background. She'd be delighted. In the meantime, from Russia, Anna Pavlova qualified 4th, just behind Monet Russo, scoring a 9.35.
Pavlova also capable of medaling here. This is one of her best apparatus. On aerial side summy, straight into back dive, half turn. Small overbalance there in the handstand, but nothing too serious. Flip full. Flip layout, a small hesitation between. The judges may still pay that connection.
There goes her chance.
Sometimes towards the end of the routine, the gymnast will anticipate getting to the dismount and they might rush something that they might forget to concentrate on the technique. Something that they do easily every day and they just rush. Short on the triple twist. Pavlova won't be in the medals, and so far Russo's in 4th position, so close to being 3rd. But Chellsie Memmel hangs on to that lead. Catalina Ponor in 2nd position.
And still, though, with Nastia Liukin to come.
Yeah, she could upset everybody's party. And there's that front aerial, side summy, and immediately back dive, half turn, tiny bit short on it, dips her leg down there, that's a deduction. Flip full. Now, whether she's hesitated too much in there to get that connection bonus is up to the discretion of the judges. And that's the sort of thing that they would look at on the video review to see whether they're paying that or not as a connection, which does influence the start value. Now, that fall is an indication of when she's done the jump half turn, she's turned a little early. There's her mum, Natalia, going, what can I do with that girl?
Who says it's easy being a coach?
Well, 3 of the girls in beam finals have their parents coaching them.
Talk about stress.
Oh, bad enough up here, isn't it?
I just wonder if we're looking at perhaps a third quinella from the Americans, Memmel and Liukin.
Yes.
There's the score of 8.762. She's not going to figure in the medals. She's bitterly disappointed, is Anna Pavlova. So it is now the chance for Liukin to either win gold or silver and produce a third quinella for the United States.
In the warm-up, she slipped down the side of the beam on that element. So she has nerves of steel in competition as well. She looks perfectly schooled on this apparatus, so it means that everything she does is technically just about perfect. Landing positions, arm positions, posture.
She won on this event, on this apparatus I should say, in New York earlier this year, World Cup.
She needs to land the dismount square to the beam to be in a chance for the gold. Oh, little short.
Oh dear.
It looks good kill.
Congratulations, yes. Filled with sincerity.
Well done. She's just a delight to watch on this apparatus, and whether she gets the gold or the silver, and I'm sure it's going to be one of those, to me she epitomises what this apparatus is about. She has class, she has style, and acrobatically she does everything the way it's supposed to be done. She's my gold medalist, whether she's the judges or not, and that's no disrespect to Memmel at all. I just think that how she performs on this apparatus is how it's supposed to be performed, and the only thing that could let her down is this dismount where she's a tiny bit low, legs crossed, a bit short on the twist, and they could really be tough on her for that.
She has to beat 9.512 to win gold. 2
fathers standing there.
And she's done it. She has done it with a 9.612. The Americans take the quinella, but it is Liukin who takes the gold, Memmel the silver, and Catalina Ponor has taken the bronze. But she gives the impression she'd perhaps rather be home than anywhere else at the moment. And let's not forget that this young lady still has the floor, as does Monette Russo of Australia.
Women's beam champion will be crowned. Please put your hands together for our competitors as they leave the arena.
Wonderful competition, and this full house absolutely loving it. Here's the final result. Nastia Liukin, last to perform, but she takes the gold medal. Chellsie Memmel the silver, Catalina Ponor the bronze. Jiang is 4th, Russo 5th, Pavlova 6th, Lasheko 7th, and Kanye is in 8th place with lots more still to come.